things I love doing most is noticing where I feel well, where I feel okay in my body. So for you, where is that right now? Is it a particular place? Is it a particular layer? Is it a part of you? Is it a sense of an emotional feeling tone? Nice. And then just feel the weight of your body on the floor, the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, and the length of your spine. And notice, like, I'm always intrigued by, what is it that I'm not seeing? Because what you see is really obvious, perhaps, or it's available, perhaps. But the stuff that's not obvious and not available is where it's interesting to me. It's not what I can do, but it's what I'm not noticing about myself, or the unconscious or unnamed or unfelt parts of me are where the richness is. So as you lie here and as you travel down in sensation through the spine, from the back of your neck all the way down to your sacrum, you just check in and feel what's not so obvious. And what's really clear right now? So what's really clear? So noticing areas, parts, structures, places that are really obvious. So as you travel down in sensation through the two sides of your spine, left and right, and then the front and the back of your spine, almost like little fingers of attention, kind of poke your way down through your spine and feel into the different layers of what you perceive around the back of your neck and through the back of your shoulders, into the mid-back, the lower back and the sacrum, and let's feel what's really obvious. Feel what's available to you. And then there's the places that it's like, what the mind cannot see. It's like staring at something and suddenly you glance past it. It's like your eyes are deflected from even seeing it. You don't even notice that you're not noticing that place. So for me, there's something around my mid-back that I kind of trip over, and I'm suddenly in the sacrum. And I'm like, how did I get to the sacrum so fast? And I'm like, okay, I'm in the sacrum, but I kind of miss a certain part. I'm a bit dull in one part of my spine. So for you, with your attention inwards, what's very clear and then what's not so clear? It's a very hard thing to perceive. And then of the 5 of your limbs, your 2 legs, your 2 arms, and your head and neck, what's the most obvious of all of those for you? Which one do you go, oh, like for me, my right arm is just like, cha-ching, and I always feel my right arm. It's like I'm Serena Williams and I play tennis all day long. It's like I can feel my right arm always. And then the rest I have to kind of go looking for sometimes. So of your 2 legs, do you rest really strong and easy into your legs, or a little bit vague, a little bit unavailable? Your 2 arms, are you chink down into your arms, or are they vague or unavailable? And same thing with your neck and head. Are you chink into your neck and head, or is it kind of dull and unavailable? Notice which one is the most connected, and then which one is the most vague. That's another one of those hard questions, like how do you know what's not there? So for me, it's something on the left that's vague, whether it be the right leg, left leg, left arm that's vague, or I'm not sure, they're both pretty vague. So for you, notice what is vague for you. So come lie on your mat and come bend your knees. So as you rest here with your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor, just push your feet down into the floor and flatten down into the floor. And then as you arch, breathe into your belly, arching your lower back. As you flatten down, pull backwards into the floor. And as you arch, breathe into your belly. So just traveling from the flattening of the lower back to the arching of your lower back. And really feel into the sense of that place maybe that wasn't so clear, or the limb that wasn't so clear, and include that deeply in your practice. So make a point of bringing awareness into the movement of the side that's a bit vaguer, or the limb that's a bit vaguer. And see if you can notice the movement of your spine in the place that was a bit absent. Nice. Begin to roll up and down along your spine. As you roll up, as you roll down, just feeling into the sense of the spine, maybe the limb that was a bit vague, the part of your spine that was absent. Go slowly, go smoothly. As soon as I include the word smooth in movement, I suddenly start to connect myself in a different way. How could I be really smooth in my movement? So allow yourself to be like, I don't know, like molten chocolate, or like honey, or and as soon as I start thinking or feeling, how do I become smooth, the quality of the skin of me changes. This quality of the interconnectivity of my fascial system, this tensegrity of me changes. I begin to expand in many different directions all at once when I think of smooth. So notice for you, is that a word that connects you, or is there a different word that would do the same thing? Nice. And then next time that you rise up, pause on the up. And pushing down into your feet, your hips are high, and then just begin to sway your knees smoothly and steadily from side to side. And so you're rocking a little bit onto the sides of your feet, and just feeling into the strength of your ankles, of your knees, of your hips, and be really smooth with the movement. So it's almost like, let it be like, rather than be a strengthening of one particular place, it's like you try and connect the whole side of your body. You're trying to feel the whole of your body being as a unit of function. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Walk your feet a tiny bit closer towards each other, and then stretch the left foot straight up towards the ceiling. Nice. And then drop the left foot a little bit out towards the left. And then drop the left foot a little bit towards the right. The left foot towards the left. And the left foot towards the right. Left foot towards the left. Hips are in the air. Left foot towards the right. Nice. Left foot down. Drop your heel down until your leg is straight and your heel touches the floor. Left foot straight up towards the ceiling, and try and draw your toes a little bit more towards your head. Drop your heel down, touch the floor, and stretch straight up till your leg is up towards the ceiling. So just feel that. Drop your heel down, touches the floor, stretching straight up towards the ceiling. Heel down, touch the floor, straight up towards the ceiling. Nice, one more time. Heel down, touch the floor, and straight up towards the ceiling. Keep your leg up towards the ceiling. Slowly roll down along your spine, let your bum land on the floor, and then lift your hips up off the floor again, keeping your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Roll down along your spine to land on the floor, and then straight up towards the ceiling. Nice, and again, roll down along your spine, landing on the floor, and straight up towards the ceiling. One last time. Rolling down along the spine to land on the floor and straight up towards the ceiling. Nice. Lower your bum down, drop both feet down to the floor. Drop your knees wide, bring the soles of your feet together. Just pausing there, knees are wide, you're dropping into your inner thighs. And then sway so that you're just allowing your right thigh to drop a bit closer towards the right side, and then your left thigh a little bit closer towards the left side. So it's like you're rocking your pelvis from side to side, but your knees are staying wide. So rock your thigh down on the left, or rock your thigh down on the right, but your knees are staying wide. Keep your knees as wide as you can. Nice, variation. Drop your right thigh down and then bring the left foot to stand. Lift your hips up off the floor. So my right leg is on its side, my left foot is standing, and my hips have lifted up. So there's kind of like an L shape between my two thighs. Drop your right hip down, drop your left knee down, so both knees are wide, and then rock your right foot till it stands. Try and bring the left thigh a little bit closer to the floor, lift your hips up. So you have an L shape between your two feet, or two thighs. Your right foot is standing, your left knee is out to the side. Change. Drop the right knee out, left foot stands, lift. Drop the left knee out, right foot stands, lift. Drop the right knee out, left foot stands, lift. And one more time, right knee out, left foot stands, lift. Right, come back to center, draw both knees towards each other. Bring your feet so they're hip distance apart and roll up and down along your spine. So as you roll up and down, include the limb that's a little bit vague, a little bit distant. Include the area of your spine that's a little bit vague, a little bit distant. Nice. Next time that you're up, pause on the up and then sway smoothly from side to side. See if your body is learning how to do it a little bit better. All the time, it's not that the movement has to be better. It's like your nervous system. How can your nervous system incorporate more information? How do you listen to the less leg? How do you listen to the less arm? The whole less side. Smoother movement. The end of the movement. That's where the interesting bits are. How do you make the ending, the change of direction, smoother, deeper, more connected? Nice. Come all the way back to center. Walk your feet one tiny little bit closer together. Stretch your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. And then bring your right leg a little bit towards the right. And then your right leg towards the left. Right leg towards the right. And then right leg towards the left. Right leg towards the right. Right leg towards the left. One last time. Right leg towards the right. Right leg towards the left. Come to center. Lower the right heel down. Let it touch the floor. Stretch the right leg straight up and draw down towards you. Down towards the floor. And then up. Down towards the floor. And then up. Down towards the floor. And then up. Keep your leg up towards the ceiling and then lower your bum to the floor. Lift your bum up off the floor. Drop your bum down. Keep your right leg up towards the ceiling. Lift your bum up. And again, drop your bum down. And lift your bum up. Nice. Drop your bum down. Drop both knees down. Drop your knees wide. Bring the soles of your feet together. Feeling into your belly. Drop your knees wider. And then begin to keeping your thighs wide. Bring the left thigh a little bit closer. Bring the right thigh a little bit closer. So you're trying to draw your thigh and your knee a little bit closer to the floor, but you're keeping the opposite knee pulling away. So how would you maintain that sense of distance between your thighs? Nice. Begin to travel a little bit more. So bring the left foot to stand. Lift your hips up off the floor. Lowering down. Bring the right foot to stand. Lift your hips up off the floor. Down. Left foot stands. Lift. Down. Right foot stands. Lift. Down. One more time. Left foot stands. Lift. Down. Right foot stands. Lift and down. Nice. Draw both knees towards each other. Lift both knees up towards your chest. Slowly squeeze them down towards you. Nice. And then come into happy baby pose. So soles of your feet are shining towards the ceiling. And just lean into or ease into your thighs. So widen through the shoulders, drop down into the hips. Just find your belly. Feel your knees. Similar movement again. Keep your knees and feet as far apart as you can, and then just rock from side to side with your knees. So your right knee comes down, but your left knee just tries to not follow. So how would you not follow the opposite leg? So you're trying to resist and keep your right leg to the right, and resist and keep your left leg to the left. It's a little bit more gnarly than just traveling from side to side. Nice. Stretch both legs up towards the ceiling, drop both arms overhead, roll out through your ankles, big circles into your ankles, and then roll in the other direction. Nice. And then begin to roll up and down along your spine. So as you roll up, bring your toes towards your hands above your head, and slowly rolling down. You can bend your knees or just lower your legs to a 45-degree angle. So just traveling up and down. You can bring your arms long beside you if that's a bit more comfortable in your spine, or just rock up and down along your spine. Rolling up and down. Nice. One more time. Rolling up and then lower your feet to the floor, bending your knees. Have your feet so they're hip distance apart. And drop your arms straight out to the sides into a T, and then do the gliding football twist. So drop your knees to the right, kick your left leg over, keep straightening it out. And then over towards the left, kick your right leg over. And just really experience the mobilization of lengthening of the side of your leg, the side of your hip, the deep of your belly. Feeling into the length that is created through the rib cage, through the shoulders. Connecting. Enjoying, flowing, smooth movement. Interesting, as soon as I say it, everything changes for me. I'm like, nice. One more time each side, smooth movement. Nice. And then stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, kick your legs overhead and roll all the way up into your downward dog. So coming all the way, downward dog, and just lengthen into it, stretch into it. Just feel the length of the backs of your heels moving towards the floor, your hands pushing down. Drop both knees down, let them touch the floor, and then stretch back into your downward dog. Drop both knees down, let them touch the floor.
Stretch back into a downward dog. Nice. And drop both knees down, touch the floor. Stretch back, downward dog. Every time you go back, see if you can go a bit deeper. Deeper might be where you're more connected into your legs. Drop down with your knees. More connected into your arms and your chest. Maybe when you drop your knees down, you round your spine more. So really rounding as you drop down, and then you're arching as you pull back. So exaggerate the rounding of your spine as you drop down, and then the pulling back. Nice, one more time. Rounding as you drop down, and stretching back. Nice, stretch the right foot up towards the ceiling. Step the right foot forward between your two hands. Drop your left knee to the floor. Bring your right hand behind your back, and then just twist your chest towards the right. And then drop your shoulder down to your knee. Twist towards the right. Just mobilizing the torso down towards your knee. Twist towards the right, bend your front knee a little bit more. And drop your shoulder down. One more time. Twist towards the right, and then bring your fingers to the front of your shoulder. Extend your arm up towards the ceiling. And really feel the more you push into the floor, the wider your chest becomes. Bend your front knee a little bit more. Nice. Bend your elbow, bring your hand to the floor. And then stretch out through the front leg. Bend your knee. Stretch out through your front leg. Bend your knee. Bring your right hand to your right hip and stretch out through your front leg, and then slowly begin to turn your chest towards the right. Bend your knee. Keep turning towards the right. Straighten your leg. So now we're twisting and strengthening. Bend your knee. And keep twisted. Straighten your front leg. Pausing there. Create as much length through the torso, the leg, the hand on the floor. Nice. Bend your knee. Both hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Good. Stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling. Step the left foot forward. Drop your right knee to the floor. Bring your left hand behind your back. Twist your torso towards the left. Drop your shoulder down to your knee. Twist your torso towards the left. Notice how your belly moves, how your torso moves. Shoulder down to your knee. Twist towards the left. Shoulder down to your knee. And one last time, twist towards the left. Really find the deep twist. Bring your fingers to the front of your shoulder. Go a little bit further, and then extend your arm up towards the ceiling. Bend your front knee a little bit more. Nice. Lower your two hands to the floor. Stretch out through the front leg. Bend your knee. Stretch out through the front leg. Bend your knee. Great. Stretch out through the front leg. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Slowly twist your torso towards the left. Nice. Stay twisted. Bend your knee. Straighten your leg. Bend your knee. Straighten your leg. Really find the length of everything as you stretch out into the leg, push into your hands, really pull your left shoulder back. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Now just feeling into the length of the ribs a little bit. Maybe bend one knee, lean into your waist. Bend the other knee, lean into your waist. Bend your knee, lean into your waist. Bend your knee, lean into your waist. Nice. Stretch the right foot up towards the ceiling. Step the right foot forward. From here, drop your left knee to the floor. Bring your right hand behind your back, and then bring your left forearm to your right thigh. Nice. So we're going to straighten out through the back leg. So straighten the back leg, and then really lean into the back calf. Begin to lean into that left thigh. And then create as much, so start to turn your torso and your head towards the right. Almost like you're trying to bring you're trying to look behind you to the right. But don't let your head move in isolation. What you're trying to do is lengthen the waist on the left so that so let your head and shoulders be moving. Let that move into your waist. Drop your hip a little bit deeper on the left. And draw your right shoulder back towards the ceiling. Really fine. So I want to lean a little bit towards the left with my torso, even though I'm looking back over my shoulder on the right. Like I want to drop into it a little bit more. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Bending one knee, bending the other knee. Bending one knee, bending the other. Stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling. Step the left foot forward. Drop your right knee to the floor. Bring your left hand behind you. Bring your right forearm to your left thigh, thigh. Lift your back knee off the floor, the right knee. And then lean into the back leg. Really find the connection from the heel to your knee, to your hip, to your belly. And then slowly let your shoulders begin to connect into the side of your waist. And begin to turn your head and your shoulders towards the left. But let it be connected to your waist and your leg. Sink a bit deeper. Draw that left shoulder back. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Creating length. Nice. Drop both knees down to the floor. Sit your bum back into your child's pose. And then just walk your hands over towards the right side. And again, as you turn, allow yourself to be taking the left waist into the stretch. So you're including the left waist and walking your left hand as far out or around the corner as you need to. And it's really leaning into the left side as you drop your head down and lean into it. Nice. Go back to center. And then walk over towards the left. Taking your right waist with you, right rib cage with you. Lean into it. Include it deeply in the sensations of what you're doing. And then I'm going to drop my weight back into the right side. Filling into it. Nice. And come back. Both hands to the floor. Come up onto your toes and just let your knees hover off the floor. Nice. And then turn your knees towards the right and sit your left bum down on the floor, but keep both hands on the floor. So you've dropped your bum down. The left bum down and my right foot is standing. Nice. And then come back. Both knees are hovering off the floor. You're in kind of a semi-crawly position. Turn your knees and your toes towards the left and drop your right bum down. My left foot is standing, my right foot's on the side. Nice. Come back up. Both knees hovering off the floor. Go to the right. Sit the left bum down. Come back up. So we're twisting as we do this. Turn your knees to the left. Sit your right bum down. So as you travel from side to side, lean into the twist of your rib cage. And just begin to feel how would you make the movement smooth and connected. For me, I just about hardly let my weight land. I kind of bounce on the floor almost. Next, come all the way back. Stretch back into your downward dog. Stretch the right foot up towards the ceiling and step it forward between your hands. Drop the back knee to the floor. From here, reach both hands up towards the ceiling. Reaching up and looking up. Lean a bit deeper into your hips. And then drop your fingertips to the floor. Stretch out through your front leg. Rock forwards. Reach your fingers up towards the ceiling, reaching up, leaning back. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Stretch out through your front leg. One more time. Rock your weight forward. Reach your fingers up. Nice. This time bring your palms together into a prayer position. Begin to twist towards the left or right with your elbows. Bring your left elbow down to the outside of your knee. Nice. Come back up. Reach both hands up towards the ceiling. And again, bend your elbow into it. Your hands are still together. Bring your elbow across, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And then up. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Last time, bring your elbow down to the outside of your knee. Bring your right hand down and push your right hand into your right thigh and go a bit deeper with your left elbow. Bring both hands into a prayer position. And just pausing there. Bend your front knee a little bit more. You can straighten out through the back leg if you wish. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Step back and downward dog. So stretch out through both arms, stretch out through both legs. And then from here, bring your right knee to the floor beside your right hand. Lengthen the back leg long and out behind you. Rise up onto your fingertips, lengthening up through the torso. And then just bring both elbows down to the floor. You're resting down over that right thigh. You're maybe rocking a little bit from side to side, easing into the joints. Softening. Maybe walking your elbows a bit more, maybe stretching your arms out long. And just finding the sense of movement into the knee, into the foot, into the ankle, the hip. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. And then bring your left elbow down beside the right knee. So your left elbow is down beside the right knee and rock your right hand behind you a little bit. Does that make sense? Left elbow is down, right hand is a bit back, and you're looking back over your right shoulder. It's a bit similar to all the different movements we were doing. Now we're doing it in the pigeon. Left elbow is down beside the right knee, right hand is back. You're looking back towards your right elbow. Super. Bring both hands to the floor. And then drop your right bum down onto the floor and bend your left knee so you're in a zigzag position. So zigzag is now happening, your knees are bent, your both feet are on the floor. Bring both arms straight out in front of you. So your hands are straight out in front of you with your fists in your hands in a fist. And then twist yourself towards the right. And notice where you get stuck. Notice what sticks. And then let your right arm continue around the corner. Maybe your left arm travels a little bit more when your right arm is around the corner. Let's bring the right arm back until your two fists are close.
and then travel towards the left. Notice what sticks, and then bring your left arm around the corner. Nice, come back to center. From here, stretch both arms up towards the ceiling, get really long and tall, interlock your fingers, and then lean towards the right. How far can you go? And then coming back up, and then lean towards the left. And there's not so much different distance there, but there's more into the rib cage, into the waist. Lean towards the right. If you want, you can stretch out through the left leg, if that helps. You can float. And then bending your left knee. Come all the way up. Lean towards the left. Nice. One more time. Dropping down towards the right. You can float the left leg, if that helps. And coming all the way back up. Leaning towards the left. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Bring both knees to the floor. And just come into your cat pose, rounding your back. Arching your back. Rounding your back. Arching your back. Rounding your back. Arching your back. Nice. Push back into your downward dog. Stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling. Step the left foot forward between your hands. Drop your left knee to the floor. From here, rise up. Both hands rise, reaching up, looking up. And then both hands to the floor, fingertips. Stretch out through the front leg. Bend the front knee. Rising up, reaching up towards the ceiling. And then lowering down. Fingertips to the floor. Stretch out through the front leg. Nice. Bend your knee, rising up, reaching up. This time your palms come together. Twist towards the left. Bring your right elbow down to the outside of your knee. Nice. Rise up towards the ceiling, reaching up. Front knee is deeply bent. Bend your elbow. Bring your elbow down to the outside of your knee. Rising up, reaching up. Bend your elbow outside of your knee. And push your left hand into your thigh, dive a bit deeper with the right elbow. Come into your prayer position, pushing your hands firmly together. Now just stay there, knee deeply bent, leaning into it, or stretch out the back leg. Nice. Release both hands to the floor. Step back into your downward dog. And then bring your left knee to your left hand. And walk your back leg a little bit back behind you. And then drop forward. So bring your elbows to the floor. And just wiggle a little bit there. Listening in. Elbows are down. Always you can modify. You can bring your right knee a little bit out to the side of it, like zigzag, if ever something objects to the weight. Oh, it's really leaning into it. Wiggle a little bit. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. And then take your right elbow and bring it down in front of the left knee. And bring your left hand back behind you and twist towards the left. Slowly bring both hands back to center. Drop your bum down on the left and then bend your right knee so you're in zigzag. Nice. Bring both hands straight forward in front of you. Make fists out of your hands. And so as you make fists out of your hands, see if you can feel your forearms also squeezing, and then your upper arms also squeezing, and then your chest also squeezing, and then your belly also squeezing, and then your bum, your thighs, your calves, and then your feet. And then relax your feet, your calves, your thighs, your bum, your belly probably relaxed before your thighs, your chest, your upper arms, your forearms, and then your hands. Nice, one more time. Palms, hands are strong, forearms become strong as well, upper arms become strong as well, chest engages, abdominal muscles engage, bum engages, thighs engage, calves, and feet. See if you can do it sequentially. Feet, thighs, bum, belly, chest, upper arms, forearms, and hands. Nice. Twisting over towards the left. Twist as far as you can. Keep the sense of your hands are strong. And then let your left arm continue around the corner. Maybe your right hand can travel a little bit further around the corner when you get there. Nice. Coming back with both hands in front of you. And then twisting back to center. And then all the way to the left. No, to the right, sorry, to the right. And then let your right arm travel around the corner. Nice. Come back to center. And reach both hands up, interlock your fingers. Lean over towards the left. Perhaps you let your right leg stretch out as you lean towards the left. Bend your knee. And then lean towards the right. And coming down towards the left. Maybe you let your right leg float. Bend your knee. And down towards the right. One last time. Down towards the left. Float your leg. Bend your knee. And all the way over towards the right. Nice. Stretch both legs long in front of you. And just roll out through your belly. Deep circle into your belly. Just have a sense of your spine, your rib cage. You know, we've been twisting and poking and maybe connecting into the depth of our spine. Roll in the other direction. Nice. So lie down onto your right elbow and have both legs long and out to the side. It's like you've just rolled over on the sun lounger. And then from here, bend the left knee and bring your foot so that it's in your middle of your thigh. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Alright, so then stretch down into your right heel and then lift the right leg up. And then lower it down. Lift the right leg up. Lower it down and just do that a few times. Up, up, up. Try and keep the length through the belly. Don't collapse the belly to do it. Keep the length in the torso so that your leg is working rather than you collapsing the torso to do it. Up, up, up. Point through your toes. Draw a circle with your leg. And then in the other direction. This is a really weird movement. Hope you're really enjoying it. Experiencing your inner thigh in such a funky, wonderful way. Nice. And then just hold it up as much as you can and just pause there. I liked your nod, Augustina. Nice. Lower your leg down. And then swing to the other side. So lean on the left elbow. Legs are long in front of you, or out to the side. And then bend your right foot. So your right foot is pointing straight forward in front of you, same direction as your head. And it's around the middle of your thigh. Bring your right hand to your right knee. And then create a sense of length in the torso already. Because as soon as I create length in the torso, it's harder. So the more I squish, the easier it is for me to lift my leg. But then it doesn't feel like it's really connected. So when I lengthen and then try and lift my leg, it feels like it's actually happening in the leg and in the psoas muscle. So just let your leg lift, 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 and lift. Point through your toes, draw a circle. Keep your torso long.
And then in the other direction. Oh, I watched an amazing documentary. Don't know why I thought it was just there. Honeyland last night. Oh, so amazing. This amazing wild woman from Macedonia who was a beekeeper. Oh, so amazing. Actually, I was thinking of it because, you know, we don't use all of our different muscles. She was amazing. She was incredible. Oh my God. Right, lower your leg down. And one last time, just lift and hold it there. Get really long in your torso, broad into your chest. Nice. And lower down. Great. Other side. Over to the right side. Stretch your both legs long. And then this time, bring one leg just in front of the other. So your 2 feet are lying on the sides of them. And then you're going to bend your right leg up and you're going to hold on to the side of your foot on the right. Nice. And then maybe hold on to the side of your ankle. Flex into your foot. So rather than pulling on the side of your foot, hold on to your ankle. And just feel how much you can mobilize your ankle up. So this is flexibility. Flexibility is the ability of your body to move under external force. Okay, so this is me lifting my foot up. So it's the right leg that you're holding up. Nice, so that seems really straightforward. Now bring your foot to the floor and now do the same movement with your leg. So what you're doing now is mobility. Mobility is the body's ability to move itself. Lower down, lift your leg up, lower down. It's often very different. Up, lower down, up, and hold it up. Nice. Now reach down, hold on to your ankle, soften the muscles of your leg, and slowly bring your leg up, and you probably have a lot more flexibility range. That's still different from mobility. Nice, change. Lift it down. Other side. Both legs long with each other. The under leg is the one that's in front. Then bend your knee and hold on to the outside of your ankle and just see what the natural mobility of your leg is. Maybe have a bit of a move. Nice, and then lower your leg down and then try and lift it up. So there's always a leg that just can't do as much at all. Oh, I was so intrigued. So notice the bit, like I'm just like the bit of you that just doesn't have a clue. For me, there's so much that doesn't have a clue on this side. Just listen. What doesn't understand this movement? And then just hold it. Nice. Soften your leg, reach down and pull your leg up, and maybe there's a little bit more flexibility. Nice. Come all the way back to center. From here, come into the 90-90. So have your right knee straight in front of you and your left leg out to the side. Nice. So these are similar movements to the last one. So again, we're going to look at mobility. So if you push the right foot into the floor, how do you push down into your foot? Like how would you down into the floor? And then try and lift the right foot off the floor. Yeah. Alright, push your right foot down and then lift your right foot off the floor. The whole of the thing. Like, if you can do that, that's amazing. I can't. Okay, but not starting from the knee. The knee is one way. The other way is the foot lifts first. So a bit like what we were doing here, where the foot lifted first. We're trying to find that action here. How do you lift your foot first? Okay, so the back foot, lift your foot first. It's easier. Foot first. Just lift your foot up, keeping your knee on the floor. Foot up, and hold it up. Nice. So now you're going to lift the front knee first, and then the front leg, and then stretch your leg out in front of you. Bend your knee, bring your foot in, lay it on the floor. Lean back, lift your leg, stretch it out in front of you. Bring your foot to the floor. Interlock your fingers, have your arms out in front of you.
And then lean back. It should be harder with your hands out front. Well, then bend your knee, bring your foot in. One last time. Lift your leg up and stretch your leg out. And bend your knee, bring your foot in. Nice. Change to the other side. You're going to try and lift so push your right foot down into the floor. The left foot down into the floor. Just find that direction. It's very interesting. I have no idea how to do it. And then try and lift your foot only off the floor, or the calf, or yeah, it's just not. It's not like it's not connected at all for me, that movement. Nice. And then try and lift the back foot. And back foot. And back foot. And back foot. And hold it up. Nice. Drop your foot to the floor. From here, lift the left knee and then stretch the leg out long. Bend your knee, bring your leg back in. Lift your left foot up and stretch it out long. Bend your knee and bring it back in. Interlock your fingers, have your arms out in front of you. Have your forearms tight as you do it. Lift your foot, stretch your leg out long. Bend your knee and bring it back in. And lift your foot, stretch it out long. Bend your knee, bring it back in. Nice. Stretch both legs long in front of you. The next one is, we're going to see how, so when you drop forward towards your right thigh or towards your knees, what is the distance? Just measure the distance for you, you know, whatever it might be. And then see if you could imagine in your head that you're going to tie a rope from your forehead to your shin. And as you travel up, you're going to try and get your leg to travel with you at the same time. So try and lift your right leg off the floor and let it travel up at the same time as you. So in theory, I'm staying in the same stretch. And then drop your head down and keep your leg at the same distance. Traveling up. And then traveling down. How's that going for you? Traveling up. Awesome, cool. And try and travel backwards. You can even travel backwards with the whole torso, because in theory I'm still in that forward bend here. And then travel down all the way. So this is an amazing thing. So it's a way of really owning a range of motion, because if I only have this bit and that bit, then there's something in the middle that we can really strengthen. So come maybe a little bit less of your maximum. Right leg again. So go halfway to your maximum and then reverse backwards and then forwards, like your leg is connected to your head. Reverse backwards, so there's less difficulty because we've got more distance. And then up, keeping the distance, and then down, and then up, and then down. Okay, so go to your maximum on the left, and then try and tie your forehead to your shin. And as you lift your leg, you drop your head back, or drop your torso back, and just see how do you keep that distance between your leg and your torso. One more time. Nice. Go half the distance. Do your half range and then lift your leg and your torso. And lift your leg and your torso. Nice. Cool. So bend both knees, wrap yourself around your knees and just pause there and dropping down to the back of your spine, widening through your shoulders. Nice. So stretch out through your right leg and bring both hands to the side of your hip on the right. So both hands are on the floor. So this is like it's the kick through dancing dog as such, or mini dancing dog that we were doing earlier, okay? And then, so feel the shape of it. Your left foot is on the floor, your right leg is long,
Your two hands are on the floor, and it's your right leg over towards the left. Okay, so then go to the other side. Bend your right knee, stretch out through your left leg. And even though we've changed side, feel that, so both hands are over towards the left. Your left leg is long, two hands are pushing into the floor, and your right foot is strong and connected. Nice. So, whichever way it is that you can face the screen, face the screen so that you're the same shape as me looking at me. So that my 2 feet are in a square with my hands, okay? So it's not a downward dog, it's a little bit closer than downward dog. So as we did earlier, turn your knees towards the right, and then just sit your left bum down when you do that, okay? And then if we were to straighten that left leg out, we're in the same shape as what we were a moment ago. So straighten your left leg out so it's pointing towards the right side. Nice. Bend your left knee and then come back into your crouching. Turn your knees towards the left, sit your right bum down, and then slide your right leg out. And we're there again. Bend your right knee and come back up. Nice. So we're going to try that without stopping. So turn your knees towards the right and then stretch the left leg long. Super cool, very nice. Come back up, both feet on the floor, crouching. Turn your knees to the left, stretch your right leg long. Cool, it's really working. Come back up. Nice. So you can do it where you kind of hop. We're going to try a hop. So you kind of hop and you create space. Instead of twisting on the floor, you hop, if that makes sense. Try that. Come back up, hop, over, come back up, hop, over, come back up. One more time, hop, over, come back up. How cool. Super, drop your knees to the floor, sit your bum back into just a kneeling position, and just make fists out of your hands and roll. And then roll in the other direction. So you're going to bring it on one more step. We're going to include arms in what we do. So the arm movement that we do is a bit like lawnmower. So just pull your right elbow back so your thumb is just in front of your shoulder and you're pulling your elbow back and your hand is kind of shining forward a little bit. It's like this sense of, it's like you could, it's like a kind of it's something. It's quite cool. And then bring your hand down and then draw your left elbow back. Your thumb is on the front of your shoulder and you've really drawn the elbow back. Nice. So we're going to try that and find that when we're in this. So we're going to do the most basic version again. So come hands and knees. Turn your knees to the right. Sit your bum down. Your left bum down. And then pull your right elbow back. So your thumb is on the front of your shoulder. And you really pull it back. Nice. Hand to the floor. Come back up to crouching. Turn your knees to the left. Sit your bum down and pull the left elbow back. Nice. Come back to crouching. We're going to flow our leg through. Turn your knees to the right. Flow the left leg through. Bring your bum to the floor. Draw your shoulder back. Nice. Come all the way down. Turn your knees to the left. Stretch your leg out. Bring your bum to the floor. Pull your elbow back. So the next time we do it, our leg is going to float. We're going to try it out. Come back to crouching. So turn your knees to the right. Pull your elbow back. Keep your leg floating. Point through your toe. Come all the way back. Last time, turn your knees to the left. Pull your elbow back as you point through the right leg. And come all the way back. Cool. Walk yourself around whatever way you need to come into your downward dog. And then just come lie on your belly on your mat. And bring your elbows so they're out into cactus position. So your elbows are straight out from your shoulders. Your palms are wide on the floor. And just turn your head to the side and just let your belly soften into the floor for a moment or two. So we're going to look at how our shoulders mobilize. And so if you have anything gnarly going on with one of your shoulders, listen to it. Don't force it, don't pressurize it, but it will improve it, but only if you pay attention to what you're doing will it improve. It's not by forcing that things improve. So turn your head to the floor and then lift your hands and your elbows off the floor like little floating things. Yeah, floating things. And then lift your head also and just see what is the distance that your hands and your forearm kind of float towards the ceiling. What's the maximum there? And then stretch your arms straight out. So your fingers now float straight out to the sides. And then as you begin to reach your hands to your lower back, let your hands rotate and pause when you're almost there, but lift your hands a little bit more into the unknown. So don't go towards your bum, you're trying to go towards the ceiling. So go towards the ceiling as much as you can. So you're trying to be as close to the ceiling with your hands as they touch just behind your lower back. What's the maximum you can go to behind your back? Nice. And then slowly, keeping into the back behind you, begin to roll your hands until your arms are straight out to your sides. You bend your elbows into cactus. And then stretch your arms straight forward until your fingers are reaching towards the wall above your head or beyond you. Again, reach into the dark behind you, into the up and back. And then lower your hands all the way down and drop your shoulders down. So the movement isn't about the back, like down towards your bum. It's really about away and up, back behind you. So we'll try that again. Bend your elbows into cactus. Let your elbows and your hands float. Let your head float. And really see what is the maximum up and back behind you can go to. Slowly straighten out your arms. Feel how you can lift a bit higher with your arms straight perhaps. And then every centimeter you travel towards your bum, keep checking the back. Back, back. Because it'll keep changing. You're rolling your arms slowly. It'll change the experience of distance. Back, up towards the ceiling, up towards the ceiling, up towards the ceiling. Fingers touch perhaps if they can find each other. Oh, they did. Nice. And then slowly back, up towards the ceiling. Up towards the ceiling, up towards the ceiling. Arms are straight out to your sides, palms are face down. Bend your elbows into cactus, drop your arms down, bring your arms along beside you, and just rest there with your shoulders resting. Nice, we can do it one more time. So do it at a less intensity. If you went really hard the last time, do it at maybe 3/4, okay? So bend your elbows into cactus. Lift your forearms and hands off the floor. So don't go as hard into the end of range of motion. Feel that you're at ease. Stretch your arms out to the sides. And then slowly begin to float backwards. You're listening to what is mid-distance for me now? How do I gauge that? Slowly traveling back. And bend your elbows. And float them as close to the ceiling as you can. Nice. Bring your hands to the floor. Tuck your elbows in beside you. Push your elbows down into the floor. Roll yourself back. Bring both hands to the floor. And just do a deep shoulder circle there. Nice. Bring the right hand underneath the left armpit. Drop the right shoulder down. And really twisting into the shoulders, opening into the shoulders. Nice. Come all the way back up. And then drop the left shoulder underneath the right armpit, twisting. Nice. And come all the way back up. Push back into your downward dog and create length through the whole of your body. And bending your knees, stretching out through your arms and legs. Bending your knees and stretching out through your arms and legs. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor, interlock your fingers, and then have your elbows so they're maybe 9 inches apart. Tuck your chin under and bring your head down to the space between your 2 forearms. And then lift your head off the floor by pushing your elbows deeply into the floor. So your head is now floating off the floor. Your head is not touching the floor. Tuck your toes under, stretch through your legs, and you're now resting into a dolphin pose with your head floating off the floor and your elbows are strong and steady. Also have a sense of strength of your forearms pushing down, your elbows connecting, your spine lengthening. Try and walk your feet a little bit closer in so you have a sense of length through your spine up towards the ceiling. Maybe stretch one leg up towards the ceiling, rising up through your leg. Lowering down. Maybe lifting the other leg up towards the ceiling. And then lowering down. Drop both knees to the floor. Sit your bum back onto your heels and just roll out through your shoulders, big circles into your shoulders. And then roll in the other direction. Nice. Come land onto your back. Knees are bent. And draw your knees up towards your chest in the beginning. And then land your feet onto the floor. Nice. From here, lift both knees up till they're directly over your hips. And push your hands into your knees into your hands. And just pause there. Just pushing gently and draw your navel backwards. And draw the wide of your spine backwards. Nice, and then stretch out through the left side, dropping the left arm overhead, stretching out through the left leg. And come back up. Pushing your hand into your knee into your hand. And drop the right arm overhead and right leg long. Come back up to center. Nice. Left side lengthens. Come back up. And then right side lengthens. Come back up. Nice. Left side lengthens. Come back up. And right side lengthens. Nice. Come back up. Super. Push both feet into the floor. And slowly roll up along your spine. And just interlock your fingers behind your back, walk your shoulders a little bit back behind you, and then reach your knuckles down towards your heels as you reach up through your hips, as you open through your chest. Soften both of your hands, release them, and then roll over onto your right shoulder. And reach your left hand to the space above your head. And then come back. Bring your hand beside you and roll over onto your right shoulder. Reach your left hand above your head. And come back. Roll over onto your left shoulder. Reach your right arm above your head. Coming back. Roll over your right shoulder. Reach your left arm above your head. And come back. One more time each side. Right arm reaches up, come back, and left arm reaches up, and coming back. Nice, roll all the way down, drop your knees wide, bring the soles of your feet together. Really sinking down into your hips, falling into your thighs. Hands on your belly, maybe just position your spine so it feels like it's long and steady and straight. Yeah, so drop your knees wide, keep them there, or bring the soles of your feet to the floor, or stretch out through both legs, and just find your resting pose. Just allowing your arms to rest, your chest, your hips, your belly, your thighs to rest. Just taking a deep breath and stretching out through your arms and reaching into your toes. Either drawing your knees up or rocking your knees over. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Coming up into a seated position.